Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. Today is a day I've been looking forward to for a long time. This is a comprehensive tasting of Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 10. This is a Patreon Cork Pop shout out. This Patreon Cork Pop shout out goes to a man with a first name that has 2 syllables. His last name is pretty friggin' badass, and it starts with an H and ends with a claw. He might not be Santa Claus, but he holds claws. This Patreon Cork Pop shout out goes out to Stephen Holtzclaws. Stephen Holtzclaws, thank you for your support. Thank you for being a patron, and thank you for everything you do. Appreciate the heck out of you, brother. Oh. Nailed it. You've probably never heard this about an owl, but the best kind of owl that you will ever find is a dizzy one. So let's get this owl a little bit dizzy. Give it a little bit of a spin. Twirl it around and swirl it around and spin it until its gigantic eyes are cross-eyed, and then it throws up all over the side of a tree in the middle of the night, and you're like, what happened to you? Did you drink too much Kentucky Owl? And the owl's like, no. Somebody spun me in 7,000 circles at 7,000 RPMs. Whew. Butterscotch. Butterscotch and cornbread. Before I go any further into the nosing, I must say that this 10th batch of Kentucky Owl Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey comes in at 120.2 proof. It is the best looking bottle you'll ever see, the best looking bottle on the shelf. The shelf appeal, A+. A+ for shelf appeal. What a gorgeous looking bottle. If you were an entrepreneur and you started a barbecue restaurant and it was tremendously successful because you had the best barbecue, and you also had the best sides. One of the best things about a barbecue restaurant, obviously, are the side dishes. If you've got great barbecue, but poor sides, then you will fail. You must have good sides. And this smells like the best cornbread that you would get at a barbecue restaurant. The best barbecue restaurant. When you cut into the cornbread, it's like cornbread with butterscotch chips melted inside of it. Does it smell good? Oh yeah, 1000%. Smells amazing. Don't believe me? Here, you smell it. You tell me what you think. That's what I thought. There's some milk chocolate on there. Little bit of nougat. Oh, you know those Nutter Butters? The Nutter Butter, they're like crackers with like the sugared peanut butter in it, but it's not really peanut butter, it's just calories. Nutter Butter, hazelnut, butterscotch, Milky Way cornbread. Right here. Color is so stinking dark. Just a dark color on here. The legs on Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 10 are forming and not running. They're slower than that. To quote one of my favorite podcasts, The Podcast, as Grease would say, these legs are sauntering. They're just sauntering. Pretty sure that's what that means. Just a little bit of a slow stroll. The nose on this is extremely unique. Extremely unique. It's like a friggin' Nutter Butter, a chocolate covered Nutter Butter. That, guess what? Oak filling. You didn't see that coming, did you? Nobody would, because why would you? Down the hatch. Cheers. That has gotten so much better since I opened it. What the heck just happened there? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. What the heck just happened? After a week or so of air, this thing completely changed. If you don't believe that air changes whiskey, then your science is bad, even if it's correct. It's bad science. I'm not a doctor, or a scientist, or a mathematician, or a proctologist, or an ophthalmologist. I'm not smart, but I am the world's top whiskey taster, and that is a scientific fact. My science says that air does change whiskey, and my science says this son of a bitch got way the heck better with a week's worth of air. And if you don't believe me, then guess what? You're not a fan of science. Or fat people. It's like someone lit a fire underneath a bunch of sugar and it just turns into like caramelized sugars. Definitely caramelized brown sugars. Caramelized brown sugars and sweet oak just coming together. If you made a blackberry cotton candy and then just drizzled it with a brown sugared oaky caramel drizzle, that's what this is. Let's talk price. $2.99. Real talk. If this bottle were $99, you would never see one on a shelf. If this bottle was $149, you would never see one on a shelf. Flippers would buy this up immediately, and then they would sell it on the black market, the secondary, for $450 plus. Just like what happens with Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. I would say if you're a fan of Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 9, then this is a definite buy. My name is Matt, and this is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on going out there and just dropping 3 Benjamins plus tax on a bottle with a bird on it, and then bringing it home and hiding it from your wife and never telling her about it ever. And then pouring it for yourself once in a while to enjoy, maybe in front of a camera, maybe for your YouTube channel, when she's sound asleep with no chance of her waking up until morning. I'm just kidding. She literally just walked in the door like 15 minutes ago and poured herself a little bit of Kentucky Owl Bourbon Batch 10. And she was like, this reminds me of the Rick houses in Bardstown. She's so sweet.